Just ask you a question. Would a bunion have a significance, or these sorts of things? Would they? Or I know I'm asking you to diagnose this, but you don't do it.
We can observe that there are perhaps bunions. There perhaps are areas of dry skin at might be the father principle or the mother principle at the base of the foot here, which is birth. Perhaps a child was resistant to coming into birth. On that level, through life, does that mean that they, quite often when they're trying to express themselves or birth a new project, that there's hesitation, there's resistance to birthing that new project because there was resistance to coming into birth? Was the mother not able to give birth at the time she was meant to give birth? Or this tension seems to be held within us on some level. And you can see from the picture on the wall here that there are areas where the foot, the weeks of gestation will actually correspond to the various areas of the foot. For instance, in my own foot, which actually seems to be changing right now.
Really?
There's a small bone here, which is the cuneiform. There's a slight prominence there. And this area corresponds to the quickening. And the quickening is the area where we start to, we realise when we're no longer part of our mother, we are separating. We're a separate entity from our mother. So we're starting to think for ourselves, to realise that we are separate from.
Is that the moment during, so this is following the 9 months of gestation?
Yes.
And at the middle is the quickening, right?
Yes, yes. And the heel is a mother principle, and this is birth. This is
Right.
quite an in-depth chart, and this is this chart has been
Some of these
put out by
pictures
the
are actually
from
associated.
St John's work, but also Gaston Saint-Pierre, who studied under Robert St John and is the founder of Metamorphic Technique. A lot of this is his work, and the difference. Robert St John termed his technique metamorphosis, and it was based on what was originally called prenatal therapy. Gaston then furthered his work and named it Metamorphic Technique. Basically, I think Robert St John worked with more intention in his work, and Gaston realised that we actually needed to keep out of the way, and just be the catalyst. Basically, we don't know what's right for another person.
Right.
Even though we like to think we know what's right for another person. Within us is an intelligence that is far, far more knowing than anyone else can possibly know what's right for us. And that intelligence just needs the space to be able to come through and express itself. And that's how this technique works. Basically, Gaston would say just the fact that the person has arrived to lie on your couch or in your chair and receive the technique means that the transformation's already taking place. This is just the ritual to allow the transformation to complete itself. And this is great for women that are pregnant, because what it helps to do is to release those tension patterns that they're feeling and they've experienced throughout their pregnancy, which is going to open up space in the womb, and then the child does not have to take on those patterns. We know from experience that little Joey is just like Uncle Bill or Auntie May, and maybe
it runs in the
family. He's taken on those patterns. Can we release those patterns? Where do those patterns come from? Can they be transformed? And a lot of women that have received metamorphic through their pregnancy have found that their pregnancies have been that much easier, and the actual birthing process itself has been easier. And if they're not experiencing any problems, then obviously there are less medical bills. There are always worries and tensions. Do we have enough money? Can we afford to have the baby? These are all tensions that create this pattern, this tension in the womb that the baby is going to feel, and is going to carry with it through its life also. The mother can receive the technique, the mother can give the technique to the child, and then get a session from an outside practitioner once in a while, just to break up that energetic circuit that can be formed.
Fantastic.
Mm.